Geminis, welcome to my channel and to your September 2019 love reading for the month. I'm going to take a look at the connection between the two of you, where it's going. This is going to be for singles and for partners. I'm going to look at if this is love for the singles and if it's lasting here for the partners, okay? I'm also going to take a look at the positive and negative influences, what to avoid, and what you need to know. I am also going to have an extended available, and that's going to cover blockages, actions to take, excuse me, if there is anything hidden or anything you really just need to know, or challenges that you need to be aware of. I'll also get further advice and outcomes, alright? Now, if you guys are new to my channel, thanks for joining me and checking me out. If you like how I do things, hit subscribe and comment giveaway down below, and I will get you included into my monthly giveaway. For all my returning subscribers, you guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you for all of your support, as always. If you guys are looking for a personal reading, information on my memberships, any of my healing products, all that information is down below. You can get me on Instagram, earthlyenergies1111, guys. Let's get into your reading, okay? Now, this month is going to be it's really going to focus on your communication and your personal boundaries. We've got the Sun, Mercury, and Venus all entering in Libra. So this is really going to be a month about testing your personal limitations, positive communication, and setting your boundaries for your own personal intentions and morals to be really in their most beneficial position for you, okay? So we're going to take a look at how we can best kind of apply that information with your communication. But if you can choose to do this constructively and in a very positive way, it's going to highlight your relationships, guys, and it's also going to bring about a whole new set of just new possibilities when it comes to the strength in the relationship. So keep that in mind, because I feel like you're going to be tested in mid-month here on that particular situation, all right? So let's take a look at, for my singles, the current energy between you and your person, okay? We've got temptation, the Three of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. Alright, so right now, Gemini, I get the feeling like there is some type of a concern here regarding if this person or if you are going in a different direction here. I also kind of get the feeling for those of you not in a relationship, you're very much considering where things are at right now as far as your love life, okay? Almost some anxiety on, for those of you entering or meeting somebody, you're like, is this just desire? Is this person really interested? You're really thinking and evaluating those situations or their feelings about you right now. I'm also getting the feeling like, for those of you who haven't had anybody come in, or you just came out of a relationship, there is a sense of anxiety here regarding this whole topic, okay? Why is temptation here? I'm just curious. Seven of Wands. So I'm seeing that it's because you're trying to figure out which direction you want to go here. There's been a lot of changes, and maybe there's been some change in reflection on how you're looking at either the connection that you have with this person, if it's really going to work. Maybe you're really looking into your own inner work here and deciding on if you're really in this for the right reasons. Maybe you just kind of rebounded into a situation here. Okay, so I kind of feel like you're evaluating things a bit. I also sense that some of you are feeling a sense of completion with maybe a relationship that you started, and you're not all the way 100% invested in it, and it is giving you a bit of anxiety here. All right, so the positive or negative influence here, the Eight of Wands. I'm sorry, I think I said this was the Eight of Wands earlier. It's the Three of Wands. So, interesting that the Eight of Wands came out as well. So because when I saw this, it was about someone was wondering if the other person was serious about the relationship. That was one of the messages that I got. So possibly someone's wondering if they're looking in a different direction, if they're really taking their relationship to the next level. How are they feeling about this overall? Sorry guys, if you can't see those. There we go. How are they feeling about this overall? What is the higher meaning in this, okay? What is the intention of the person that you're dealing with here? Page of Swords. So I feel like this person's not giving you a whole lot to work with. Either that or their behaviors are not indicating, you know, what you thought that they felt for you. Like maybe they just used, somebody was very quick with their words, or maybe there was some immature behavior that just didn't sit so well with you. And what you need to know. Okay. So this is the Knight of Wands. What we need to know. And it's in the reverse. So you are dealing with somebody that's extremely cocky here. This also could have been just kind of a fling, or somebody that's making it feel like a fling. It might be that way to you, okay? It might have been just kind of a not very serious thing, and this person's kind of giving you a lot of anxiety, because maybe you're not wanting to take it seriously, Gemini, and this person's giving you a bit of anxiety because you're like, I'm not really interested in this, or I don't think you're very much interested in this, and so you're not giving your whole self into this relationship or connection by any means. For those of you who are not in a relationship, I feel like you are just having a really difficult time getting someone's attention that has pure intentions. I also kind of feel like you have a blockage when it comes to allowing that energy in because of what you've been going through. I also feel like for others of you that are not quite in a solid relationship, there's a temptation to move forward with somebody, which there's anxiety about it. Possibly they could be quite cocky and not coming from a place which you would feel the most comfortable with them coming from, as far as their ability to communicate, you know, their feelings and where they want to go. I feel like they're kind of shut off from that. There's a lot of passion here, but there's not as much communication as you would like, especially in the way of seeing things in a, you know, a little bit farther out, the planning part of things. This person or you are not really in the place of communicating about this. So here's what the deal is. Mid-month, you guys are going to have a situation where you're going to need to talk about this. And it's possible that you found out some information about them being interested in somebody else. You're worried about them being interested in somebody else. This could be you, that they're worried about you being interested in somebody else. But there is a need of communication. I mean, huge here. And if you guys can do this positively, I think you're going to come out of this with all that passion in a very constructive place. So as long as you can communicate positively about how you are actually tempted only for each other, and just kind of reassuring each other about how you feel, I think I feel like you're gonna come out of this in a very positive way here. Because right now there's some kind of insecurity, big time, of worrying someone's going to walk away because someone's not communicating openly here. Someone has shut down the communication. And you're feeling like, well, I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. You know? So, I don't think they're walking away, though. I think what they're doing is evaluating their own inner work. And it's very confusing because they've had to shut down a little bit and kind of retreat away from keeping you in the loop. And it could be because of something from their past they just don't want to stress you about. The Star and the Eight of Cups again. I got the Eight of Cups and the Star card for what the situation is about. It's releasing weight from, I feel like, just this fear of walking away for somebody else. Yeah. Because I'm not picking up that it's like they're leaving you for somebody. Not at all. What I'm feeling is that there is a huge insecurity here about the commitment. Someone's worried that the other person's going to walk away. Or that they don't know what they want. Like, you're worried they're going through some kind of shift, or they're worried you're going through some kind of shift, and that you might distance yourself, or that the fact that you are distant means that you're just kind of walking away from the situation. So I definitely see a big need for communication here, you guys. I mean, this is, I think, unnecessary anxiety, because there's just this fear sitting here. And for some of you, you've gone through so much. I can see why. I mean, you that particular category is a tender one. So I totally get it. I do. All right, let's take a look at my partners here, okay? The current feeling you have about your person here. Three of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you're worried that they're cheating on you. You're worried they're in another relationship, that they're planning with somebody else here. How are they feeling about you? The King of Pentacles. So I feel like they're seeing you in a position where, like, you're giving them, like, these ultimatums. Like, they can have you, but with a price, okay? Sorry, I really wish this would just stay right there. But not with a price. It comes with a price. Like, there is going to be... They're feeling the King of Pentacles for you. So the King of Pentacles is about being very calm and diplomatic here, but seeing you in a position where you're very much in a sorry guys, hold up. So you are fearing that their intention and their heart is somewhere else. And they are seeing you like you are holding on to this idea with, like, a death grip, right? Like you are just not going to let this idea go. Tower moment. There's some type of a realization that's coming into place here, you guys. All right. Where's the connection at here? Let me get these back up here for you. Yeah. For a lot of you, my partners here, you guys are feeling a little bit in the dumps. Like, I don't know. Again, I sense it's more of like a fear type situation, but I want to see the truth regarding that Three of Cups here. The Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, look. Some of you have a fear that that your person that you're with is admiring somebody else. Okay, there's a fear here. For some of you, there's a legitimate reason to have the fear. And for those of you, there's just not. Okay, it's not happening. It's just something that you're really wanting to solidify because you want this to move forward. You want to have this commitment. Okay, I'm going to try to find a good way of getting some information for you. Give me a sec. All right. So the purpose of this whole deal is to really strengthen and build the relationship that the two of you have. It's to also get to a very practical position where you can see things from a very honest perspective. You're communicating from your core roots here, okay, and not wishy-washing this shit around. So okay. I have to retract my statement earlier because for some of you guys, you are dealing with some bullshit here. So I feel like your person may have been like flirting around, okay, and giving you this indication, this insecurity that they have an interest in somebody else. Well, I'm not getting this impression, like, and I'm not saying that for some of you, somebody didn't cheat, okay, I'm not saying that, but I'm really feeling like it's coming from the emotional side of things. I don't think that anything was actually manifested in that area, but I do feel like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, somebody's struggling here with committing. Somebody's struggling with committing. It could have something to do with finances, but more than anything, I feel like it has more to do with the person you're dealing with is not coming from a conscious type of an awareness. It's just a fear-based type of an awareness here. And it's definitely emotional. So you could be seeing some pretty yucky, emotions coming from this person. So what to avoid? We want to avoid having that very hot-tempered type of an attitude that shuts things down and keeps it one way or the highway kind of a deal. High expectations, not willing to keep things in a good intention. Okay, that's the message I'm getting. You want to keep things in a good intention. You do not want to have your situation be forced, or this is not a moment to just, it's not your moment to come in and burn the house down. That's not what we're doing right here. I don't feel like that's going to put you in a good position. I think that might be jumping the gun just a little bit. And since we're really focusing on positive communication, I think this is your test, to be quite honest with you. This is your test. Sorry, guys, these messages came out a little bit slower on this one. I do apologize. So, yeah, I think this is definitely a test to see, are you going to come at the situation like some of you have in the past, where you have these solid expectations, these solid requirements. This is what it's going to take. Now, that does not mean don't put down some solid boundaries and foundational points for yourself, ethical, moral, high standards. But when it comes to expectations and really just having it all perfectly laid out within your control is not how this is going to happen. It's not going to work that way. Okay, so trying to come at it in that forceful way is not going to do you any justice, okay? What I'm seeing is coming at this from a place of trying to be honorable and see things from the best perspective for both and the highest level of satisfaction, way outside your comfort zone, but that's going to be the test. That's the advice here, is to take the challenge, to walk the line here, and see what happens, because I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, okay? My little theme for the month, for whatever reason, is don't jump the gun, guys. Don't jump the gun before you know what's on the other side. Let it ride out. Even if it's awkward, uncomfortable, just let the truth be organically developed, okay? Don't force the answers. If it takes a few days, fine. If it takes a week, fine. Be optimistic and be solid with yourself. Be solid with what you're going to tolerate and what you're going to put out as far as your intentions, but keep them reasonable, okay? That's my main piece of advice there. Keep it reasonable. All right, anything else you need to know? Transformation. There's so much fire. You guys have so much passion right now. Okay, so much passion. I mean, for an air sign, you guys have got a lot of fire going on right now, okay? And that can be kind of dangerous, so if you don't have it in a very constructive type of a direction here. But you're developing a sense of intuition and a knowing about what you're going to talk. You're taking the mask off and you're really coming from that true self, okay? That is really important when it comes to this whole self-love deal. I mean, it truly is. That's one of the things that just makes it very confusing, though, too. So it's going to be kind of confusing type of an optimism that you're going to have. A lot of faith involved with this one, okay, guys? A lot of faith involved with this one. All right. Now, Is there another person involved? I just wanted to kind of see. Nine of Wands in reverse. So this is not talking about a positive. Okay, I don't see any, I'm not seeing or feeling any kind of an indication that anything was pursued when it comes to the idea of somebody else. That's not to say that there wasn't like some flirting or going on, but that's as far as it went, okay? And it was about trying to come into this enlightened position. For whatever reason, these little realizations and perspective, confirmations are really important for this person. I mean, for whatever reason, that just is the way that it seems to be with them, okay? All right, guys. I'm going to get some advice for you here. Simple acts of kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they're with you so you will always consider them. So keeping things positive, keeping things in the present moment, okay, and keeping things kind, coming from a kind perspective, a kind intention, allowing this transformation to take place without having any anger or resentment is going to be very important. Meditation for clarity. All right, guys, yeah. Meditation for clarity. You've got a lot going on. More for the partners here, I see. But even still, since you're coming through kind of trying to figure out, discern intentions and what you're going to do with this in your singles as well, this applies for both of you. Meditation for clarity. If you guys need to sit down and drown out that negative energy, please do so. Drown it out. Use this, okay? Let go of that negative energy and bring in some positive. Just send some self-love to your chakras. I mean, at this point, send it to all of them. And just be able to feel balanced with all of the things that are taking place, as opposed to fighting the grain or being worried or stressed out. Just allow things to flow. That's what the Virgo energy is about, going with the flow, guys, okay? All right, I'm going to get into your extended. I hope that helped to give you some clarity, and stick around, okay, guys? We're going to see blockages, any kind of challenges or hidden situations. All right, singles, let's clarify this temptation and the sun here. The Three of Swords. And is this love? The Three of Cups. Man, oh man, oh man. And the Death card. So for a lot of you, this is a transition of beliefs, guys. This is about emotions and the thought processes associated with it, and how overall, how are you transitioning through those emotions? That's what this is about. You're ending an old way of looking at things and how you're addressing the situation. You're really pulling all of those really deep fears out here, and you're just putting them out there. You're cleaning off the wounds, okay, and you're going about your life here, okay? But I do see that this was very difficult for you to find strength and faith within this particular subject because of your past, because of what you've been through. But there came a point where you're like, I'm done. I'm done. I give it up. You want what's best. All you can do is consider exactly what you want, and you're keeping your intentions in the most kind and balanced position. That's the best that you can do. Hidden facts here. Any hidden facts? Four of Pentacles. So there could be somebody that's just going within to really evaluate some things. It could be that you're worried that they're thinking about somebody else. Okay, you're establishing things in another area that it doesn't have to do with you, or they're no longer, building with you. These are the things that I feel you're worrying about. And the facts are that this is about someone who maybe has been a little bit more self-absorbed, but there's nothing that can't be resolved with communication, coming together and being able to put everything on the table and communicate in the most wise and diplomatic way, with kindness, with tolerance, with a desire for the best intention for both. That's what's going to get you what you want here. That's going to get you your facts and your answers as well. Blockages. The Emperor in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. So the blockage is that the person that you are dealing with has not come at this from the most respectful way. Okay. Normally you're the queen, right? And they have not been treating you as such. So you feel like they must be interested in somebody else, if that's the case, right? You've always been the queen. So the worry is, are they wondering about somebody else? No. But what I do see is that they have gone within. So that self-absorbed feeling that you're getting, it's because they've shifted from some solid roots that they've had in the past, and they're moving into a more responsible type of an energy, not only with their emotions, but with their actions as well. And for those of you who are very connected to your person, you're going to sense this shift. I do see that. And the hardest part is seeing the fact that this person has shifted from always being here for you in a certain way, right? Showing a sense of support and love that you really admire, that you kind of at this point are almost spoiled about getting. And it's not that you deserve less than that, but when it shifts, it becomes quite uncomfortable for you. That's the blockage, though, is seeing past that. Realizing that you're pulling out old wounds, this person's pulling out old wounds, and they're releasing those hurts because it's stopping. It could create an upheaval and some kind of a separation here. So whatever this temptation is, or whatever this concern is about this person kind of going up in their own, in their own head or in a different direction, the lack of care for your regard as far as how they treat you in that kind of all over the place or not being consistent, those situations have got to be discussed, okay? You're going to come out of this in a very optimistic way. Now, for my partners here, the Three of Wands. So definitely feeling a bit of a distance here. This Tower, we've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. So somebody's been pretty sharp about this and not being very kind about expectations or how they're feeling about you, or you how you're feeling about them. And the Seven of Swords. So yeah, you guys are kind of both in this energy of like kind of just putting the swords down and like, whatever, I'm not really interested in not having that solid communication. So for some of you, the test here is to communicate about what's happening. Okay, I do see that there could be some words exchanged that don't, the Queen of Swords in reverse is a very sharp and bitter person. A lot of resentment, a lot of anger. And the transformation is either you're going to come out of this feeling a sense of renewal with this bad luck or this fear or worry, or you're just going to kind of put your swords out on the table and say, forget it, I don't want anything to do with this because I can't commit to this. I can't even grow into future plans with this kind of an energy. Whether they're with someone else or not, or they're just thinking about something else, or they're just not in this particular relationship. For you, it looks like that's all it's taken here. If you're not in it, then get out of it, right? Alright. Because, as far as is this a lasting situation, if there's going to be greed, and there's going to be disconnection and uncertainty, if people aren't seeing eye to eye or being honest with each other, then it's not something that I see you're interested in pursuing here. The Devil in reverse, with regard to the Ace of Cups and the Magician, which was overall talking about kind of what to avoid. You don't want to entrap yourself here. You don't want to enslave, you've already been through that. You do not want to enslave yourself with this one. So if walking the line means moving away from all of this, okay, and really putting it out there that there is some communication issues, this person is just not being honest, and that you're tired of being, you know, the chaser here, in other words, chasing the truth, chasing intention, chasing action, chasing give a shit. You're kind of done with that. And if they're not going to put out the effort that it's going to take to walk that line with you, then you're going to put your energy somewhere else. Because you're not going to enslave yourself and putting energy to something that the other person's not willing to as well, right? The Queen of Cups, to confirm what you need to know. So the Queen of Cups is, you are this queen. You're the Queen of Pentacles. You're the Queen of Cups. You have, you guys are so funny. No wonder you feel this way. I mean, there's like a natural sense of like a princess here, right? Or king just a very royalty type of an energy with you guys. So I can see where this is a very important aspect as far as needing that constant respect, you know, and that constant, yeah, I get it, respect. It's the best way that I can put it. Knowing that this person constantly keeps you in that high regard. That's really almost all it takes, because the actions and the behaviors and the words, they all correlate with that. Okay, so as far as any kind of hidden facts here, the Knight of Pentacles, the Judgment card, and the Six of Wands. So there is some type of realization with the direction that someone's moving here. Okay, so singles, hidden facts here. Knight of Pentacles, the Judgment, and the Six of Wands. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles is talking about good, romantic, you know, fun energy. That's good news coming in, and a realization here regarding something that has to do with recognizing your efforts. So this communication, should you choose to go forward and have this, it's going to turn out in a very positive way here for you, okay? You guys are going to be able to come to terms with what is very important to you, and the type of behaviors and the type of fun that you like to go have, what you want in the relationship, the things that are most important. There needs to be some kind of a realization and an understanding to this other person that that's very important to you and how you want that to look. But nobody knows unless you guys can really voice, honestly, like, this is important to me, I know this is important to you. Those types of communications, okay, and understandings about one another is going to need to happen here. It's not happening at the moment. I also get the feeling like this is an indication for some of you that this is how this person feels about you, but right now they're getting their own life together, okay? And it's not that they don't see you in the Queen of Wands or the Queen of everything right now. It's just that they've had to rest a little bit on the relationship side of things, because whatever's going on, they needed to deal with. They had some kind of realization. They had something they needed to handle in their own life here. Okay, this could also have something to do with some karmic cycles that needed to come around and end, or if they had anything in their life that needed to solidify, whether that was, you know, judgments of that has nothing to do with this relationship. It could be legally, you know, there's all kinds of things that could indicate, but there's some things that they had to go and deal with, and it definitely, I think that's what made you feel like they weren't recognizing you, is because they had their attention kind of elsewhere. Okay, but the hidden fact is, I do see that there is still quite a bit of pure intention here to move forward in a relationship, but you guys are going to have to communicate that and see eye to eye with regards to that situation here. Where did my cards go? I don't remember putting them in there. Okay, now for my partners here, any challenges between the two of you? Nine of Cups. So kind of a similar energy, yeah. Recognizing each other's efforts and qualities that you really like about each other. It's just been a while since you guys have told each other that. And I've really had a moment to even go anywhere to be in a position to do that. I think you guys have been quite busy. There hasn't been a whole lot of effort being put into this relationship, kind of from either side, even though that's really kind of what I feel you both want. But that's the challenge. It's coming back into this energy and establishing, oh yeah, we really find a lot of pleasure within one another, and that's really something that needs to be refined and then established, that's communicated, initiated, okay? All right, so you got blockages here. The Justice in reverse. Okay, so the Justice in reverse for my partners here. Yeah. So, yeah. There could have been some dishonesty here. I don't see that for my singles. It is possible, but this is more like a fear of the potential of. My partners, however, I feel like you might be dealing with a certain situation like that, okay? The blockage here is, and to what to take into consideration, is that there could be some hidden and unfair situations happening here on the side. More than anything, I'm telling you, communication. Communication is what's going to get this in the right direction. But something could definitely be going on behind your back here that you're just not aware of. I pick up on so many different situations, you guys. I apologize if it's all over the place. Yeah, you guys... Yeah, some of you, it's just that person's not giving the right attention to you, and for others of you, I do see there's some dishonesty going on. Alright, let's see here. What are some positive influencing factors? What's going on? What do we need to know? 6 of Cups for my partners here. 6 of Cups. Well, this person's really hoping that you're going to come back around and just kind of give them a shot here, but I don't think you are. Because the overall energy that you're going to feel is going to be like, yeah, screw you, okay? But I do feel like these are, I mean, yeah, there might be positive factors that are influencing things, and it might make you feel good because of the fact that they're going to admit their wrongdoings. But other than that, I feel like you're going to say kick rocks here, because you're overall not going to be feeling so hot about that. It's just very, very emotionally upsetting. I think you've been through this before. I think this is just something that feels extremely, it's almost like throwing salt on an open wound, right? You've been going through a lot already. Okay, damn it. Okay, so for my singles, I had the Chariot come out as far as the blockages here. So the blockage is almost like allowing the happiness to come in for you, or it is allowing fate to kind of take its place. So if you're with somebody that's not in a good intention for you, it's allowing the universe to provide something better and recognizing some of this accordingly. Otherwise, if the person's just going through their own issues and they have some stuff going on right now, it's seeing through that and allowing the universe to continue to bring this in with its own flow, though. Okay, you have to allow it to come in its own way. All right, actions to take. The Strength card. That goes for all of you guys. All right, for my singles. The Hangman in reverse. All right, so don't get stuck in this. I'm telling you, allow it to flow, okay? And the Lovers in reverse, okay? Yeah, if there is some kind of shiesty situation, and I feel like there is, whether it's, you're going to have to determine if it's actually physically something that's happened yet. The Tower is in the upright. It definitely could have. If it doesn't have to do with infidelity and it's just being a dick, okay, or not, or vice versa, if it's a chick, you know, it's an indication that they just have not been treating you very well, and their attention has not been to you. Therefore, it's making you question how they feel about you. Okay, that is overall the action that needs to be taken here, is to address that situation and make some decisions based on that, guys. All right, advice for my singles. Imagine and envision hibernation and regeneration. Okay. Keep dreaming big, guys, okay? Stay positive in all of your decisions and all of your actions and thoughts and behaviors, words, all of that. This is just a reminder for those of you dealing with someone who has got some stuff going on the side. They did have to take a moment and step away, hibernate according to what it would seem like or feel like to you, and regenerate themselves so that they could come back into this, okay? So just keep staying positive and imagining how you want things to feel, flow, be, do, act, see, whatever. Okay, just stay in that energy. Stay in that energy because it's a good one to be in, and it's just reassuring to you that it's okay for this little bit of a break to happen, okay? For my partners. Jeez. Okay. Hold on. Okay. For my partners. Affirmation for positive change. Alright, so this is just reminding you that even though what might be happening feels absolutely like shit, it is affirming it's for the best. It's for positive growth, for positive change. Tears of joy and sadness. Wow, you're actually going to be like, oh my God, I'm so glad that I went through with just going with the flow, feeling out my intuitions and making decisions accordingly, because I feel like you're going to be coming from a very confident and solid, intuitive and confident energy, okay? That boldness I was talking about earlier for the singles, you are to use that. My partners are to use that right now. That's your fire. That's your energy right now. Use that fire. And you're going to be extremely grateful that you did so, okay? I feel like this could be very difficult, especially for those who've been with someone for a long time or been going through this whole thing for a long time. It might be difficult, but in the end, you're going to feel so grateful that you made that decision, okay? All right. So, for my singles, speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. Have that conversation and see that eye to eye. You're going to be so happy that you did. And stay positive. Go with the flow, okay? All right. For my partners here, for those of you who have found out some bullshit and you're coming out of a relationship, obviously, most of you, it's a karmic relationship you're coming out of. But you're coming into a spiritual connection that goes, like, way beyond, okay? Way beyond. You've been going through this with someone quite a few times. So when you see this person, meet this person, you're going to know, okay? For those of you who know you've been in a karmic relationship and have been waiting for an indication on when is it going to actually be the real deal, well, 2020, baby, is the real deal. And you went through all of this crap, and right now is like, it's almost the last kind of timing to do it before the end of the year here. You're just doing your last minute little fine tuning here because you've got the real deal coming in your way, and it's about damn time. So that's going to be really super exciting, you guys. I hope that resonates with you guys. Thank you for joining me. Let me know if you have any questions or want to look at your situation. And much love to you guys. Bye.